Welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. I'm Aaron.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Cole.
We slum it hard most weeks, so you don't have to. Guys, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back in the saddle again.
Ooh, and he can hit those high notes.
I'm in
Ladies
my
and
head.
germs.
It's my head voice. Well, I saw this TikTok, and this voice teacher was like, she's using her head voice and her, chest voice, and then she's like, even though it's called that, she's not actually singing from her chest and from her head. It's like, yeah, obviously. She's not like creating her voice from different places. It's funny. Maybe it's not obvious.
reality.
So she was still just singing out of her mouth, is what you're saying.
Yeah, it was all mouth singing. It was all like throat and mouth singing.
It wasn't eyeball singing.
That's like when they call it like Himalayan throat singing. It's like all singing happens in your throat.
They call it Tuvan. Tuvan?
Tuvan? I don't know what they call it.
I think it's like Tuvan throat singing, or I don't know.
Mongolian throat singing? Himalayan throat singing. Tuvan throat singing.
Oh, is that really what it is? Oh, booyah.
The main technique of which is known as humai, includes a type of overtone singing practiced by the people in Tuva, Mongolia, and Siberia. Wait, is that Tuva, Mongolia, and Siberia, or Tuva, Mongolia?
I mean,
Is it 3 places or 2? Is I don't know.
I don't know. So
Anyway.
guys, guess what I have for us this maybe I don't want to do it this time.
No, I think you should do it right now.
I'm ready to do it this time.
What is it?
I'm looking up for when this concert happened. I saw
I thought you were talking about the chips thing.
Oh,
I'd like for
yeah,
that
should
to
we do
happen.
that
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, first
I
let me say that I forgot
Yeah.
to mention when we were talking about sour cream and cheddar ruffles that the queso flavored ruffles are way better.
Huh.
I
Have
don't
you
know
had
if
them?
I've had those, but I love
They're
queso.
they don't taste like what you think of queso. They taste like
Yeah.
the sour cream and cheddar chips with like a little bit of heat.
Okay.
Ooh.
They're really good.
I'm kind of shocked that my wife has never gotten me those, because that is the type of thing that if she saw it, she would get it for me.
Maybe they don't carry it there. Is it like
Maybe so.
do you guys have like all the Mexican style chips?
Yeah. There's like a big Hispanic.
Because they're
population
Ruffles,
here.
but I think they're under the like Sabor brand instead of the Frito-Lay brand.
Yeah, we have Sabor stuff.
Anyway, check them out, everybody.
I know from Sabor.
Yeah,
Man.
Sabor.
Sabor.
That means flavor if you are white or black or any other color.
I'm white,
and
and
you
I
don't know.
I know that.
Now you know. If you don't know, now you know.
So speaking of chips, my wife, like right after we recorded the last time talking about all those variety packs, and maybe we've recorded since, but she bought a variety
I don't
pack
think
that
we
has
have.
Funyuns in it. And I asked her when we started recording to bring me some snacks. She brought me a bag of Funyuns, and I've still never eaten Funyuns in my life. So
You know what I want to know? I want to hear like you reenact the specific words you use to ask for a snack.
oh, I can tell you, because it was in message. I messaged her.
She was messaged. Were you
I
like,
said,
bring me a snack?
we are painfully low on snacks, but I still
We-
need one, and also some ice water.
Wow.
So not super gracious.
So you didn't actually ask for snacks. You just told her you needed them. But you didn't tell her to bring it either.
No.
So there was no
She
command.
just brought them.
Yeah.
She
You
just
stated
said,
your needs
"Poop."
and she met them.
She said poop. Okay.
That sounds pretty. Oh, don't bring poop. That would not have been good.
Oh, dude, she just messaged me something else.
Is it poop?
Ooh.
Poop again.
Poop related?
Oh, they have they declared a winner in Georgia.
Oh,
I'd like to
And?
state
Wow.
for the record that the Gear Slum does not endorse any candidate over another. We
we
feel
don't,
that
we
we feel that a
endorse
lifelong
Georgia either.
Yeah. We feel that a lifelong, God-fearing pastor, faithful to his wife, deserves to be a politician just as much as a serial abortion payer for who also has serious brain damage.
Serial abortion.
Purveyor. I like to say
Payer
purveyor.
Purveyor of abortions.
That's just a patron.
Exactly.
He's a patron of the
He's a patron of the
abortional
arts. Abortional arts.
Oh my god.
the abortive arts.
The abortive art.
Oh, the abortive. Is that what the Board of Education? The abortive education?
Ooh. Okay, but
Okay,
wait.
guys.
Wait, who won?
Warnock.
Yes.
Although it's very close.
Yeah, but it says they declared a winner.
Yeah.
It's 0.5%.
Well, it's
But that's still
1%.
What's that? Oh, did it change again?
It's like a full percent, but
Oh, really?
it's 50.5 to 49.5.
Oh, yeah. Duh, of course. Yeah.
I would like to. I would like for him to.
Oh, now it's 50.6 to 49.4.
Again,
I would
we do
like
not
Walker-
endorse the candidate.
Look at the map, though. If you look at the map, it's like everywhere there's a dot for a big city is
Yeah.
surrounded by
blue.
blue, and then all the
Yeah.
rest is red.
So everyone will be like, how did this happen?
I would like for Herschel Walker to
would like.
do exactly what Trump did and say, "I do not accept this. I'm
I do not
campaigning.
accept.
I lost, or I did not lose. I won, and
Selection
I need
was
to
stolen.
still be on TV all the time."
Yeah.
He is a million times more entertaining than Trump is. Like every single time he talks.
Well, it's because
is-
he's like running for the senator of Georgia and not for the president of the United States. So it's like the threat level is way lower. For
yeah,
us,
I have
like,
zero,
especially
like,
for
it,
us.
it feels exactly. It means
Yeah.
nothing to me, and so that's why I can take joy in it because I like it. It feels like a million miles away from me, but man, every clip of that guy talking, it is just,
Oh yeah, he's bad.
it is so great.
It's painful. And
Um,
it's like painful watching people just like bend over backwards trying to convince themselves that they support him because he's a Republican,
Mm.
Like, well, but people change. Well, abortion's murder. Well, but he paid for a bunch of abortions. So does that make him a murderer? Well,
No, because
we're not here to
paid for his
judge.
sins, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's a joke, people. Allegedly.
And he like doesn't raise any of his kids.
Allegedly.
the ones that are alive.
The rest of yeah.
He at least cared about those other kids for their whole life, right?
Oh yeah. Speaking of snacks,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. You might have to cut that out.
speaking of snacks, what do you have before you? You're opening a package of some sort.
Okay, wait.
already said.
let's- Okay,
You did?
Did you-
Oh, they
Oh.
smell good.
I don't think you said.
okay.
Oh,
so
it's a-
so
I have
wait,
Funyuns.
wait.
I've never.
No. Oh, cool.
He was
I
bringing
said that. I thought.
I think you said that you'd never had them, but you never said. And then you're like, I asked for
Okay.
snacks, and then we got distracted.
Okay.
And
That does sound like the kind of thing that we would do.
We never clarified that the snack in hand is Funyuns, and that you still have not tried them.
I still have never tried Funyuns.
yeah, Viewer, you are about to witness Commissioner.
And
Duke.
also, like, this isn't like, oh, I don't eat, this kind of thing.
Yeah. It's
Like,
not
I
you're
eat
some
every,
alphabet.
like, I literally this morning after I dropped my son off at school, after I went to the gym, mind you, stopped and got a gas station breakfast burrito,
Nice.
a chorizo breakfast burrito. Just
Okay.
For the record.
I was
Which
going
is
to say,
like-
because I have really strong feelings about breakfast burritos. And if someone puts like ham, egg, and cheese in a tortilla and calls it a burrito, that I find that deeply offensive, but chorizo counts. So
Yeah, and it's actually the brand, or it's a Maverick. It's Maverick that makes them. You guys know about Maverick.
mhm.
And it's a
Yeah, I saw it.
chorizo, spelled CHORCHEEZO.
Because it's got cheese in it.
I guess, which is like, yeah, we knew it had cheese. You didn't
Yeah,
have to.
it better have cheese.
You didn't need to have like a
Chorizo. Yeah.
snappy
Aaron,
name.
Are you saying you're like egg? Wait, you said egg, ham, and cheese.
Yeah. If you put like classic American breakfast items in a tortilla, that's not a burrito. That's like a breakfast wrap.
Okay, I got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I got you. So you're saying
Which
like
is
if it's
which is good.
historically, yeah, it's not bad. I would not kick it
Yeah,
out of bed, but
I would eat it, but I'm like, and I don't even care. Like if you call that a breakfast burrito, I'm like, whatever. But when people are like, oh, I love breakfast burritos,
yeah.
like, oh, what kind? Just like eggs.
It's like
Hash
saying like,
browns.
oh, I love this band. They're my favorite band. Oh, what's your favorite album? What their greatest hits?
Yeah, or it'd be like if you're like, yeah, I love pizza. Like, what's your favorite? Like, but I only eat Hawaii. I only eat not Hawaii. I only eat like barbecue chicken pizza.
yeah,
Where it's like
yes, I
barbecue
got you.
sauce and chicken. It's like, well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's not
Less
pizza.
I guess that's
pizza-y.
kind of a pizza, but
Yeah, totally. So what if it was ham, eggs, cheese, salsa?
yeah, I'm down.
That's
That's
like
good enough. That's good enough.
you need
for me.
one classic burrito. Well, besides cheese, you need another.
Yeah, you
Something
need
that's-
something that's Mexican in nature,
Yes,
other than the tortilla.
something Latin.
Although,
with a Latin flair.
I mean, I don't really care because then if you go to like a Mexican restaurant, they're like, "Oh, well, this is the breakfast burrito, and it's just ham and cheese and hash browns."
Well, yeah, they put freaking French fries in it sometimes. So
Yeah,
I mean, like,
I'm cool
again,
with like whatever.
I'm not saying that's bad. I'm saying that's
Yeah.
I'm totally down for that. But it is a weird line.
I
think-
just like beans in a breakfast burrito is my thing. I'm like, I want some beans in there.
Do you
And that
really?
makes dude. Like
Yeah.
eggs. This is what I like. In this place I used to go to they would put like potatoes, but like kind of crispy potatoes, like chopped up,
home fries,
like home
style?
fry style. Potato,
so home fresh
bacon.
style.
egg, cheese, and beans. And then like
Yeah.
salsa and whatever. And that's like
Sounds great.
that was my jam. That was like a great burrito.
That's my type. That's my type.
I like beans in a breakfast burrito.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Now,
I agree with that.
what's interesting is beans and eggs
Are good together. Is that
is a that is a
well, I don't want like
historically
freaking I don't want baked beans. Like I don't want like a can of Bush's baked beans in my breakfast burrito.
I
Have you seen that TikTok of the lady that has an advent calendar? It's a bean company. Like, is it Heinz? Yeah, it must be
Yeah.
Heinz.
Heinz.
And she says it's an advent calendar, but it's just a case,
can
like
of-
it's a case of 24 cans of beans, like looking from above. So she's like, "Oh, what's it gonna be today? Oh, it's more effing beans." She's like a British lady,
That's very good.
like an older British lady. It's
I
pretty-
do like a full English breakfast though. That's legit too.
yeah.
Like the bangers and the the beans and the toast. Bring it on.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
let's have we had
Without
enough ado?
Further ado. Did you get enough ado?
Have you got enough ado?
I'll
In
give
it.
you something to do
or whatever.
or
With
whatever.
no more ado in it. All right, cut the crap in it. Do British people say crap? They should.
No. They say,
Cut the burp, burp, burp.
Yeah.
And that.
do they say
crap.
shite? Or is
Some
that
of
like
them
a,
do.
They do say shite.
or is that a like a specifically like Scottish thing?
No. Nar, nar, nar.
No.
Nar, nar, nar.
No.
No. My sister-in-law is Australian and she's no. No.
I have either of you guys watched Peaky Blinders?
This, you know what this is? This is further ado that's happening
This-
right now.
yeah.
There's
is
like so
furthering-
much ado happening.
Furthering the ado.
I have watched the first 2 or 3 seasons of Peaky Blinders. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I watched part of one episode and I was like,
Okay.
it's not hooking me and I'm not interested.
Oh, it's
And
good.
I feel like
It's good.
I'm the kind of person when I see other people who talk about how much they like it,
Mhm.
like I feel like I should be one of those people and I just don't care enough to get into it.
Yeah,
But-
I think you would like it. I think you have to give it a chance. Like
I guess.
it's definitely a slow burn.
I do hate that people say that about
Does it have
TV
Charles
shows.
Sloburn in it?
Well, it's not that like I found it immediately entertaining, but it's not like it's not the kind of show. It's not super episodic where like every episode has a full story arc in it.
In it.
That was good. I like that.
But the reason I brought it up is because the meme I love I love the meme of the main guy
Mhm.
staring like he's in
Charlie
a tuxedo
Murphy.
and he's staring like with like dagger eyes at a party like across the room at some other person and people put names of like they'll
Oh,
put
yeah.
they'll put a name over themselves or put a name over
Yeah,
the
yeah.
protagonist and then a name over that guy that he's staring at. And it makes me laugh every time. I have no idea what's happening in that scene, but
I don't think I've seen that meme, so I couldn't tell you what's happening.
maybe I can find it.
It's one of those shows where it's like no one's really likable. Even like the protagonists are pretty bad people,
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
But the theme
Okay.
song's cool. It's a Red Right Hand by Nick Cave.
That's from Dumb and Dumber.
Is it?
That's the
It's also
scene
from
where
Scream.
it's a scene where Seabass shows up in the bathroom stall.
I believe it's in the movie Scream also.
Is
Is
it
it?
the song that's like "Good doodle window with a red right hand"?
Yeah. It has the big bell
can't-
in it.
I can't think of what.
Boom,
I'm pretty
Boom,
sure
boom,
it's that
boom,
scene.
Boom, 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 boom,
I can
boom.
picture it in my head.
He's also Australian, Nick Cave.
Oh no, it's the part. Yeah, it's the. It's the part where the little old lady robs him, I think.
Oh, when,
You know,
I do. When he
although
says,
slow
"Oh, people
and dangerous behind the wheel.
can't
Old people still can't serve a
purpose."
purpose. Don't you go dying on me. Okay. Are you done a-doing?
I am personally, yeah.
Okay. I opened.
They might
I'm
be
smelling.
smelling right now.
They smell good. What do they
Mhm.
smell like?
Onion powder.
Yeah, a little bit oniony. Okay. They look like onion rings.
Surprisingly, they're not pork rinds.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Mute your phones if you don't want to hear me chew. Pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
All right. Oh, they're
Yeah.
kind of a weird aftertaste.
Mm-hmm.
That's the film I was telling you about. They're kind of filmy. when I was like 18, 19 maybe, my go-to 7-Eleven snack was quarter pounder, big bite, obviously, with nacho cheese, a bag of Funyuns, and a squirt. Like that was it.
Squirt.
Yeah,
Is squirt like pineapple or like
it's
grapefruit
grapefruit flavored. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Fresca.
Wait,
Yeah,
you would
yeah.
order, you would buy a squirt over, like with all the options of sodas
Yeah.
to buy.
Yeah, like a can
That's
of
a
squirt.
strange.
No, it's not like the squirt on its own. Like that's the combo. It's the combo. Or
Yeah,
you get
yeah.
a cactus cooler.
I remember. Get this. This was like my freshman year. I was thinking like you were buying a burger at 7-Eleven, and then I realized my thing was freshman year. They had
No, not a
vending
burger.
mach-
The quarter pound big bite. The fat hot dog.
the hot dog. Yeah,
Yeah, the fat one.
They in the vending machines. Our meal plan was like, you just get a certain amount of money each day.
Mm-hmm.
You can spend it on any number of things, but the vending machine is one of the things.
Mm-hmm.
And I would get back super late, and I would get a cheeseburger, like a bacon cheeseburger, out of the vending machine.
Oh yeah.
So it's like wrapped in plastic, you know,
Yeah.
and crunchy Cheetos,
Mm-hmm.
which we all know were the second kind of Cheeto invented, obviously, as everybody knows.
No,
Um,
we discovered that's not true.
No, it didn't. No, we thought the puffs had to have come second. Or no, what did we?
We thought the
discover?
puffs were first, but the
Oh,
puffs
that's right. That's
We
right.
actually
not.
did come
Okay.
second.
we did not.
We were
but
all wrong,
we-
and then we were all right after that.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
all three were on the same page the whole time.
No.
Yeah, I mean, there was no disagreement, but we were all in total agreement.
Completely and utter agreement.
So I would get Cheetos, the bacon cheeseburger, and a red Fruitopia.
Oh, I remember Fruitopia.
Do you remember Fruitopia?
Is that the one with the little beads
Yeah.
in it?
No,
No.
Oh, that was what was that?
Fruitopia was just like a
Fruze or,
Coca-Cola.
like, ooze?
Fruitopia was just like, it was like Fanta. I guess. Well, it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't carbonated. It's juice, but it's just like super sugary, I'm sure.
It's funny when you say Fruitopia, my brain automatically goes to Sobe also. Like, it
Yeah,
feels
they were like
the
very
same
much
area-
the same. And they're
Okay.
like extreme kind of like,
Yeah.
I don't think I ever had Fruitopia.
it was very like, do you like really sweet Kool-Aid? Strawberry Passion Awareness. That was the kind. That was like the main. That was like their number one.
Oh, it looks like a Snapple. It's in like a
Strawberry
Snapple type jar.
Passion.
Well, so back
Awareness.
then, I mean, it comes in different things, but at the time,
Oh.
it was in the same exact bottle. It might have been like shaped a little differently, but the same like 20 ounce
As, like,
plastic bottle
Coca-Cola,
as
yeah.
Coke, yeah, and Sprite. I know Sprite's in a different bottle, but you know.
Have I told you about when Surge came out when I was in high school, and they had like a Surge release event at our school?
Whoa.
It was like a not like an event, but it was like a promo thing. Like the Coca-Cola people came to our school, and
So
at
random.
lunchtime we're like handing out bottles of this new soda called Surge. And so like
What-
the whole literally the
what
whole school was
school-
just jacked up on Surge for like the second half of the day.
That's amazing.
There had to have been like a 6 period crash too, like
What?
like just collectively across.
Yeah,
the
like
whole
when Michael
campus.
eats his pretzel.
Yeah. No, the pot pie when he has the pot pie. Oh, that's the separate
what
one.
it
That's
is.
two. There's both.
It's an
There's
entire
What
pot pie.
admin
both. Family.
in their right mind is like, yes, please
Dude, it was the
come.
90s. It was the 90s.
Dude, nobody had a second thought about caffeine back then. Are you kidding me? I'm Mormon and I even drank that stuff. If anyone cared about caffeine, it was us, you know.
We're like, this stuff is great. And I don't think I've ever had one since. And I mean, it didn't last long, but
One of my buddies in middle school,
Orbits. I was thinking of Orbits. Sorry. Carry on.
Oh, okay.
Orbits. That's the one with the beads. Yes.
Yeah. Just
Uh,
like
Clean it
floating
up.
in
Dirty
So-
mouth.
it. That's Orbit.
yeah, that's the gum. A buddy of mine in middle school
An obituary.
would go to one of those like discount grocery stores
Uh-huh.
and buy pallets of Surge and fill his backpack.
Wait, in middle school?
Yes.
No.
Not flats. What are the not pallets, but
Yeah, just a little case.
No,
or
I'm just
whatever.
saying Surge did not exist when you were in middle school.
It wasn't when I was in middle school. I said he was a friend of mine. I need you to listen.
You said a friend of mine in middle school.
Yeah, a friend of mine. When
Friend
he
of
was in middle
mine.
school, he would stack his backpack full of them.
Oh, so your friend is like way younger.
He's probably your age.
Are you sure you want to admit to this?
No, it came out. I was okay. I'm gonna
And
keep going.
And he would sell them for like, he was probably paying about 25 cents a can, and he
Mhm.
was selling them for $1 a can at his school to everyone because it was like
Mhm.
the new thing, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's so cool! It's got like so much more caffeine."
Yeah.
And he made freaking bank for a middle school for a middle school kid until he got busted.
Yeah.
And the administration was not very happy with him.
And this is a friend of yours. He told you about this like later in life. I'm trying to gauge like, did you witness this happening, or like you knew him when it happened, or he told you about it later?
I knew it when it happened. When I was when he happened.
You were in like college though, and you had friends in middle school.
He was a kid in my youth group.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's what I was trying to figure out. And you were like being cagey about like the
No, I
nature
wasn't,
of the
Aaron.
relationship. Yes, you were.
No, you
were being a little.
were being accusatory, Aaron.
No, I was trying to figure out how, like, okay, you're like, my friend in middle school did
Yeah.
this. I'm like, okay, but for him to have been in middle school when Surge was around means he's like way younger than you. So how?
Yeah. And I said,
How were
"What's
you
the problem?"
friends?
I said, I did not say that, Aaron.
I
And
said,
you're
how
like,
are you friends?
Yes, you did.
Okay, yeah, and
Yes.
then you were cagey because then you're like,
I
I didn't
feel
even
like-
say I was in middle school.
That's not me being cagey. That's me just throwing back in your face. You trying to nitpick my words.
I'm trying to understand the story. The story would have been much better if you're like, when this kid that was in my youth group did this thing, instead of my friend in middle school when I was 20 something. Like, wait, what? Because then it makes me think either you were old and hanging out with middle school kids for no reason, or like, are you still in touch with this person? Are you still
Yeah.
friends with this guy?
Yes.
Okay.
So now
He's younger than me, by the way, if he was in middle school when Surge was around.
Okay, so in
Came out in 1997. And when I graduated in 8th grade in 96. So I would have been like in 10th grade probably when this came out.
I want to say this was like 2000.
Okay, so
Surge
in
was
2000,
definitely out in 2000.
yeah, it was. But in 2000, I was out of high school already.
Well,
Okay.
you graduated in 2000.
Well,
Yeah, that's true. For
Aaron, you
most
were
of
not-
2000, I was out of high school.
Aaron, you were not part of my story. Just to be clear.
We're all a part of your story,
Just to be,
Phil.
but here's the thing: you're a person who is older than me, is telling a story about your middle
Yeah.
school friend
Yeah,
who
when you're
was
like,
doing
hey, my
Surge.
friend did this thing in middle school. That is weird. It is a little bit like you need more context because
Yes,
Aaron had just told a story about what he did in middle school too. That's part of why it was confusing.
well, in high school,
And
yeah.
I was talking about in college and stuff.
Okay.
yeah.
Did 7-Eleven
sorry.
even exist when you were in middle school, Phil?
I'll try better.
Did the numbers 7 or 11
need to-
even exist?
You know,
They have the
It's
Arabic
not.
numeral.
Here's the thing: whenever people ask clarifying questions, you get like annoyed
I
by.
know. That's the thing. Like it
you
wasn't
know why, Aaron? I'll tell you why. Because you ask clarifying questions all the time, interrupting the story over and over and over and
Because
over.
I'm interested.
No, sometimes you do it to be a dickhead,
It's
False.
true, Aaron.
That's false.
specifically for the purposes of being a dickhead.
And I can't tell the difference sometimes.
Guys,
All right.
I want you guys to shut up now,
Okay.
and I'm going to tell you about. And crap! I should go back through my photos and make sure I didn't miss any.
Well, wait a minute. Before we move on, Cole, can we give now you need to put this in the ranking of.
It's not good. It's not.
Does it kick anything out of last place? Like,
I honestly don't know because I hate Fritos, and
Uh,
like the only reason I keep eating these is because I have a very bad relationship with food, and they're sitting in front of me. Right.
So when I was in high school,
Wait, were you in high school?
when I was in high school, a friend and one of my friends and I were really into the movie Best of the Best, and our other
We
friend
know.
had never seen it, and we made him watch it, and he didn't
Yeah.
like it. I feel like Funyuns are kind of like Best of the Best. It's like if
They're-
you ate them when you were a kid, you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, Funyuns are great.
That's
But if I tried them
everything,
for the
right?
first time now, I'd be like, yeah, this sucks.
That's why I like McDonald's, or like that's why people from California like In-N-Out. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
In-N-Out burgers are good, but they're not that good.
I didn't have In-N-Out until I was probably 18 or 19,
same.
maybe older. Because they
You
used
had
to
a
not be
special
as ubiquitous
surge?
as they are
You had
now.
a special surge lunch, and you didn't even have In-N-Out.
Well, In-N-Out used to be like there were not nearly as many of them as there are now.
Yeah,
They
Yeah,
were more
when-
like in like certain locales.
it's true. You had to be like in like the LA or San Diego area or something.
When did
Yeah.
In-N-Out, like, okay, so In-N-Out
There was one that we
like-
would go to in Palm Springs.
Nice.
In-N-Out has been supposedly, so they say, has been around since the 50s or whatever.
Supposedly.
But like, when did they start like just kind of spreading all over California?
I feel like the big surge was like early 2000s,
Yeah,
early to
Okay.
mid 2000s.
because there was
Yeah.
one in Las Vegas that probably it was there when it was there my freshman year, which is 2001, but it was pretty
Yeah.
new. So I think it.
I would say like sometime between 2005 and 2010, one opened up
But see,
in El
part of it
Centro,
was, like,
which
they're
makes me think
big-
like that was a big expansion time.
that was like their big selling point is they would never, or I don't know if this was like the thing that I always heard is that they would never go anywhere because everything is fresh.
Yeah,
They
no,
wouldn't go
nowhere
more
where they
than
would
like
have
a
to
certain
freeze
number of
something.
hours away
Yeah,
from
yeah.
California,
distribution
or wherever
center
their
or
stuff
whatever.
is coming
Yeah,
from,
probably wherever their single distribution center is.
Yeah.
But I also think I don't know if they changed their model because I feel like they were used to be like corporate only. I don't know if they do franchises now. I feel like
Yeah.
maybe they still don't, but
I don't know. I mean, we have a bunch in Utah now.
yeah, if they do,
Oh,
they
that's
definitely have like strict rules about it because they're pretty
Yeah.
consistent.
But I mean,
Wherever you
Utah
go.
is like less than a day from Southern California,
Yeah.
you know. Okay. So, do you guys want to hear about some
I-
concerts I went
Yeah,
to this
I
year?
do. I do. This year,
We don't have to right now.
is
I
this like
do.
your list, like a full list of?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
going back through my photos right now to make sure I didn't miss anything because I usually take like one picture at at a concert just so like, so I can remember.
Mm,
And sometimes it's to seem cool online. I'll
Mm.
post it online and be like, "Oh, no big deal. I'm going to this hip concert that young people like."
I'm going to this hip hop, a hippity hop.
Okay, so how should I read? I actually ranked them
Oh, okay.
order of
How many
just
are
like
there?
general enjoyment. So there's less concerts. So I have it like broken up in bands. So some of them
Mhm.
there's like multiple bands in a concert, but there's 13 of them.
13 bands.
Yeah, 13
Okay.
bands. So not a crazy amount.
Okay, I think we should just read all of them then. Start at the bottom, maybe.
Okay. Should I read them? Should I read them in alphabetical order first, so I don't give away the ranking, or does it not matter? You're not going to remember 13 bands.
No, I'd rather just
Okay.
hear worst of
Okay.
first.
So here is the most recent concert I went to,
Okay.
and I feel bad. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll change that. Well, whatever. This is my first shot at ranking it. Do you guys know who Charlie Crockett is?
Is that like a country guy?
He's a very famous country guy.
Yeah, yeah. I know
Okay.
the name. I can't like imagine any songs, but
And he
Is he related to Davey?
He is actually, and he kind of like in one of his most popular songs, he's like, he's in my blood," or he like talks about the fact that he's a descendant of Davy Crockett.
Okay.
He was actually very endearing as a performer. He didn't really say much, but like he plays this like slope shoulder acoustic, same guitar the whole set. I guess he played an electric for a couple songs. He played 29 songs.
Oh, he's young.
Yeah, he's young.
Okay.
His guitar is like up, at his
Mhm.
nipples, basically.
He's doing like the old Hank Williams thing,
Totally.
where
But
you
he's-
actually like strum up instead of like down. Like,
Exactly. But honestly, all of his songs, I know this is like what you say when you're not familiar with the style of music or whatever, but they all just sound the same. But the beauty of it is, I said that after we went with my neighbors who just moved in like a year ago. They are like a younger couple they're from Texas, and they're way into him. So we
they're
went
not
with
like
them.
in middle school, are they?
Yeah, my friends in middle school. They moved here from Texas, and then I went to a concert with them. I mentioned that, and I was like, I know this is the kind of thing you say when you're not familiar with the style of music, but they all sounded the same. And then Dwayne, my next door neighbor, texted me later that night and was like, for what it's worth, I thought they all sounded the same too.
I just didn't have the balls to say it out loud.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
though you
And
already
he's
said
like way into country stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that was number 13. You guys know some of the concerts I went to this year. Number 12 is Coheed and Cambria.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm just like not that into them.
Yeah.
They're kind of weird. They recreate their music very well, and they're very high energy, and like it was one of those where I genuinely was like, I wish I was. It's like how you feel about Fish, right? Like it'd be cool to be a part of this because they're all having fun.
Mhm, I
I'm just
got
not
you.
having. I'm just not having fun. Okay, 11, Rise Against,
Okay.
and I think I would have
Rise
enjoyed that more if
Against.
his voice was more on point. Phil, you have to have an opinion about some of these. Are you paying attention to something else?
Um,
Get your freaking head in the game.
He's
I'm-
like planning his game.
What band did I just say?
Rise Against.
Yes. Okay. Next one, and this is surprising. I mostly have them this low just because it was a very short set and I missed like half of it because they went on super early. Was Senses Fail.
Oh yeah, I don't like Senses Fail.
Yeah, I like him, but number 9, The Used.
Okay. I
That
like
was
these.
the same concert as so that
That was with Rise Against, right?
with Rise Against and Senses Fail.
Okay.
So but they were like surprisingly good. So I kind of enjoyed them more than
I've seen them
I don't
live a
enjoy their
couple times.
music more than any of their
Mm.
other bands, but I enjoyed their performance. 8 is the opposite end of that spectrum. Alkaline Trio. I love their music, but they're like,
I haven't seen them in a while, so
Yeah.
I would be curious to see. Like,
they're just
how
like
I
super
liked it.
low energy, and it's kind of like, I don't know. They're
Do you
just
think
like
it's because they're like playing venues that are bigger than, not obviously bigger than like their fandom like requires, but bigger than their style like need like they I feel like they would be better in like a club.
the environment was fine. It was outside. It was outdoors.
Okay.
It was like they opened for Coheed and Cambria, and it was one of the venues here just had like they do concerts in their parking lot sometimes
Yeah.
instead of inside. Part of it is just like you realize like this isn't, it's 20 years later than
Yeah, and it's
You
also
know.
hard if the whole band is either playing drums or singing, right? Because there's only so much you can do if you're like tied to a mic stand.
totally. Yeah, exactly. Like they can't move around much, but they sounded good. So, okay, number 7. This is the most
Yeah, and they're like 50
expensive.
years old too. So
Yeah, exactly. This is the most expensive concert this year. 21 Pilots.
oh right,
And they actually put on a really freaking good show.
I could see that.
Part of why I enjoy it so much too is because my son, that's his favorite band in the whole
Yeah.
universe. He knows every song word for word. he knows how to play the drums on a lot of them, and
Oh, nice.
so he was just
That's
loving
fun.
it. Okay, number 6 was the opening band for Charlie Crockett, and it's a band called Greyhound. And they were really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's one thing. It was just 3 people. This guy playing guitar, a drummer that was freaking good, and then a keyboard player that was playing like whatever different instruments with his right hand, on the keyboard, synthesizer or whatever. And then was playing bass with his left hand, just like actual like electric bass guitar.
Like
I
just
mean,
fretting
like
it?
sound. No.
Oh,
like,
okay.
with the keyboard.
I
Okay.
see. Yeah,
And-
like sampled bass.
And it sounded freaking amazing. Like I've never heard a bass sound that good live, and it makes sense, right? You have more control over it than you do,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounded really good, and I liked both of them had the 2 guys other than the drummer sang about half and half. And then there's this guy that came up, and his name was something Greyhorse, Sam Greyhorse maybe, and you could tell it was kind of like I don't want to like, well, whatever. He's one of these guys. He's in Austin. He's kind of like an Austin icon. He's a Native American guy who rides a mule around the streets and just like cheers people up. He dresses up as Santa during Christmas season, and he has a couple songs that he sings. So these guys like brought him on tour with them, and he goes up there and sings his songs. It's a little. I'm not like. I don't think he has like some mental handicap or something like that, but it feels like the kind of thing when you like the kid with Down syndrome gets elected to be prom king or whatever. Like he's a cool kid, and they want to like do a cool thing for him, so they take him on tour with him, even though his songs are pretty weird and goofy. Anyways, they were way good. Okay, let's keep going. Number 5, Illuminati Hotties. Have you guys heard of them?
No. That's a great
They're
name.
really it is, and they're really good. They sound. I'm trying to think because there's one specific band from the 90s that they remind me of. It's female lead singer. And it kind of some of their stuff is like pretty hard, but it kind of sounds like 90s alternative a little bit. But they're really good. Okay. Number 4, Dinosaur Jr.
Illuminati Hotties. What do they play? Like you
Just
said,
music.
I guess, like I'm gonna listen to them while you talk about.
Yeah, they're
Maybe
really
the
good.
next one.
I loved them, and it was like it's about the band is like half guys, half girls.
Mm.
Is
You
it
get
the kind of band that opens at Coachella?
No, I mean they honestly just sound like kind of they're kind of like
Oh yeah.
they're not punk, but they're kind of like noisy rock kind of. I don't know. No, they're not like hipster.
On
They're not really
Wikipedia,
hipstery.
that says, "Oh, Illuminati Hotties, Los Angeles, California, tender punk pioneer."
There you go.
Tender punk.
I guess it's one person, and then obviously she has like a band that goes with her. But
Yeah, that sounds, which is like how a lot of country artists are, right? But it's the same. I think it's like one band that's been together for a while. But she plays guitar, and then there was the main guitarist was a woman as well, which is kind of like you get kind of, especially with alternative music or rock music or whatever, it's like kind of an old trope to have a female lead singer and then every freaking member of the band is a guy. you know?
yeah.
Which is like whatever, but it's kind of cool that it's just like a mix, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just a feminist like that, so I like to see women, powerful women, succeed, obviously. And they succeeded by playing in front of a crowd of maybe 30 people.
They sound really cool. I'm into
Yeah,
this.
they're honestly like, I was really happy that Dwayne took me to it. That's why they're number 5 on my list, and you'll see that the other 4 are no
They're big
slouches. Okay, number 4, Dinosaur Jr.
Okay.
This was the first concert of the year. Man, they're good live. They don't sound too loud. People always talk about how loud they are. We tend to stand like around the mixing console, so it's never too close to the front. But it wasn't that, it didn't feel loud. I didn't wear earplugs, and yeah, it's just, they're amazing. I love Dinosaur Jr. The whole set was amazing, and yeah,
Nice.
freaking good. Okay, number 3, AFI.
Okay.
You might have expected them to be number 1.
No, I have a feeling I know who number 1 is, but
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Davey's like new thing. I think I talked about this. I mean, he's done this in the past, but it seemed much more prominent this time. He would spit a lot.
oh,
Like he would spit to the side and like aggressively, But like
Yeah.
a lot of stuff would come out. You'd see like this.
Was he sick? Maybe
like
and
the
he's,
silhouette of
coughing
it?
up phlegm.
I don't think so. It was like very much like it was
He's,
like a
chewing
part of his.
tobacco. All these-
But he's still like very fit and very.
yeah,
I mean, he's straight edge, so I don't think he was chewing tobacco.
he's like trying to make weight for like a wrestling meet.
Exactly. He had Starburst and he was spitting into a plastic bottle, But it was cool. My kids liked the part, like he does the thing where he goes and like stands on the crowd's hands,
Oh yeah.
But it's funny though, because it looks really cool, and he is like a total badass, right? Like the whole time he's performing, he's super cool. He owns the crowd. But then as he's standing there singing, like every little adjustment he makes to like stabilize himself makes him look like 100 times less cool,
Oh yeah.
As he's singing this hardcore song and he's like, So it was kind of funny, but it was a really good set. They played like more new stuff than I would have wanted, but that's just because I'm old,
Mhm.
Okay, these last two are very close. Number 2 is a band called Lucius. Are you guys familiar with them?
Yeah. Only from your talk.
Probably from me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I heard you
Same.
talking about her. Freda Felcher from Cranston? So another Dumb and Dumber quote for you guys. Yeah, they are, going back to what we talked about before, they're a band with 2 lead singers and 4 men playing instruments. Yeah, it's an amazing concert. They're freaking amazing. They have this part where they come out in the audience. There were a couple people next to me eating little pieces of paper. Do you guys know what that's all about?
Yeah.
I can guess. Yeah.
Which is funny because it's not like that kind of, like the general demographic is like middle-aged lesbians, and then these were like middle-aged guys and girls doing ecstasy.
Lesbians
apparently.
can't cut loose every once in a while. Cool.
I guess.
Chewing some paper.
But yeah, it was their voices are like incredible. The whole performance was amazing. They mix up their songs. Their latest album is kind of a disco style,
Mhm.
and they took a lot of their older songs and kind of changed the style a little bit to match that. But it
Okay.
worked perfectly, like in a good, not like when you see Counting Crows and every song is totally different, so you can't sing along to them or whatever.
Yeah.
So do yourself as a favor and look up Lucius. They're amazing. One of my favorite bands. These number 1 and number 2 are my 2 favorite bands, probably of the last like 10 years, new bands that I've learned about. Aaron, you know what number 1 is?
Yeah. It's
It's a band that you saw this.
Manchester.
Manchester Orchestra.
That's
Yeah.
the only band I saw this year.
Dude, and like you made the right decision, right? Like I saw
Yeah, it was.
I saw
it was
12 other bands that
fantastic.
aren't as good as Manchester Orchestra.
It was really good.
Dude.
I mean,
Oh,
their latest album is incredible, and I've been a fan of theirs for like not that long, actually. Probably like 5 years, maybe.
yeah, that's about the same for me.
I got in like after when Black Mile was out already. But
Yeah, like I heard about it right when Black Mile, because they went on a podcast that I was listening
Mm.
to advertise Black Mile, so it was like right when it came out. But
and I knew people who would like. I knew about them because I had friends who listened to them, but I kind of always assumed they're just like a pop punk band, and I'm like, I'm not really into
yeah,
it.
I honestly didn't. Yeah, I was kind of in the same. Which they kind of. I mean, their first few albums were like pretty rough punk, other than
Yeah.
Hope, I guess, which was just like I don't know that you consider that a full album, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So that show was amazing. They're so good live. Every
Do you-
song in the set was amazing.
Do you remember you know the New Amsterdams, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever listen to their album Killed or Cured? Did you ever listen to that one? Where it was like two discs and
Yeah.
it was kind of the same. It was like the same songs on each
Yep.
one.
Yeah.
That's what Hope is kind of like.
Yep.
But
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I love New Amsterdam's.
yeah,
I mean, I just love. I'm like Get Up Kids are like maybe in my top 5 bands of all time.
Yeah.
So anything that any of them
like Matt
does,
Pryor. But yeah, Manchester Orchestra was really good show.
so good, dude.
And
It was
I hadn't
fun that we
been
both saw it like pretty
anywhere
close to each
since.
other, right?
Must have been, yeah, like the same week. Or,
Yeah, because like
So-
there aren't too many cities between us.
yeah. And Steve, I went with
Betwixt us.
Steve.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Steve Rao.
You guys like. So for what's his face Crockett, Charlie Crockett, we were behind the mixing console, so we like had a railing in front of us. We kind of do that on purpose, so there's no one right in front of us. But
Mhm.
I was like directly in the middle, and he was directly in the middle of the stage. And then there was a dude that was like 6'9" standing directly between us, so I basically couldn't see him the whole night. And I picture that's what it's like when you and Steve go to a concert. Everyone behind you is like, these a-holes.
Well, we saw that show was at this place called, I think, the Observatory, but it's like has like a sloped floor, you know?
Oh, it's standing
like
though.
Yeah. It's not like severely sloped, but it's like
Yeah.
like
Enough.
theater sloped.
Yeah, totally.
Until
I
you
was
get to the
thinking
front,
about
and then
that
it's
during
flat,
this
so that kinda
concert.
helps.
I was thinking about that during this concert. Like, I wonder if they could do that.
Yeah, I've been to several venues that are like that, where it's like
Yeah.
sloped, and if it's gentle enough, I think it's cool because then
Oh yeah, it
You're-
helps a ton.
yeah,
Because over that much of a distance, it makes a big difference. you
yeah, and
know?
the stage is obviously up too already, so
exactly
it's
yeah,
like
yeah, it helps a lot.
it's cool. It's cool.
So I'm pretty sure that's a complete list of all my concerts.
Man, I
So
really,
hopefully that
really,
wasn't
really
too
wanted to
boring.
go see Alkaline Trio and Bad Religion when they were touring together, but
Yeah,
obviously I didn't get to.
I've weirdly seen both of those bands just in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I've never seen Bad Religion. I honestly,
you
Bad
haven't?
Religion's another band that I didn't really get into until
Yeah.
pretty recently. Like I liked them in high school, but
Yeah.
and then I liked that Process of Belief, and then like the last 5 years I've been like, oh, these guys are really good. Kind of getting into the back catalog and stuff. No Effects is another one like that for me.
Totally. I did not like. I actively dislike No Effects. I didn't like. I wasn't like too cool for them. I just like.
Yeah,
I didn't like his voice. I didn't.
I think they've actually
I-
gotten better too, so
Totally.
that helps. that
I'm
their
still
newer
that way
stuff's
with.
good.
I'm still that way with Pennywise. I just don't like
Pennywise is bad, and the
Yeah.
lyrics are dumb, and the dude can't sing,
Yeah.
but he tries to.
True.
And they're from South Bay, so it makes them even worse.
Oh, that's right. They're from like Palo Alto or something.
No,
No,
the
not
South
that
Bay
South
of
Bay.
Los Angeles. They're from like Torrance.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Torrance Redondo
Who
Beach.
was I thinking of?
Yeah.
It's from because
Represent.
I was just looking up another band just recently because I was talking to my brother, and
I mean,
They're
No
from
Effects
right
is
there.
from around there. Santa
Yeah.
Clara, maybe.
anyways,
Anyways,
I mean there was a big punk scene in the Bay Area in general. Like,
Yeah,
isn't,
yeah.
Isn't like
Like
Green Day
Swingin'
from around there or
Utters.
whatever? Or is
yeah,
Green Day
so
from Southern
that
California?
there was like the whole. No, they're from the whole Gelman Street, Oakland. thing.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Or
Like some of
Berkeley,
and
the Berkeley
yeah.
punk. Yeah,
Anyways,
is that
Okay.
what it is? 428 Gelman or something like that. They were like,
Yeah.
they got too big, and then they were like stupid. Green Day is good, I'll say, or have been at
Green
times. good.
Day Packers, is that a thing?
The Green Day Packers.
I have to Google that now and just see. Like, I'm sure somebody's done some funny stuff with that.
You know what else is good?
Friendship,
Friendship.
Is it?
it's true. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship.
Thanks for friendship. Bada bada bong bong bong. Bada bada bong
Dong
bong.
dong dong.
Dong 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 dong.
So there's a Green Day cover band called the Green Day Packers.
Are they from
They're from
Wisconsin?
yeah, they're from Milwaukee, and they play
Good.
they play sets at this bar during the halftime of Packers games.
Dude, that's perfect.
So they show a Packers, they're watching the Packers game, and then during halftime, the Green Day Packers play.
And they just do like straight Green Day covers?
Yeah, just
That's-
straight Green Day.
That's so
quite
good.
the niche. that
Are they
you've put
wearing
yourself
Are they wearing like
into.
Packers jerseys and stuff?
Yeah, they're. I'll send you a video.
Cheeseheads?
There's a video on YouTube. That's really good.
I feel like that started with the name. Like they did the same exact thing I just did. Like Green Day
Yeah, yeah.
Packers. Is that a thing?
Right.
Like, oh, it's gonna be now.
Did I tell you guys about the band? This was a friend of a friend, and they had a band, and during their serious band practice, just kind of before and after, while they were setting up, they were all Star Wars fans, and they kind of like had made up these like Star Wars songs.
Star Wars,
And,
nothing but Star Wars.
And then one time, just sort of like for fun, they played one of their Star Wars songs at one of their serious shows, and people went nuts and loved it. And then they said, "Hey," somebody was like, "Hey, do you have more Star Wars songs?" And they're like, "Well,
I guess.
yeah, we actually have a couple that we've sort of like, they're patched together." They're like, "Could you do like all Star Wars songs like next weekend?" And they're like,
we don't
okay,
really want to.
I guess. And so then they were like, well, you know what? It would be fun if we like dressed up. And then so they dressed up in like stupid Star Wars costumes, played like 8 Star Wars original songs that are like based on Star Wars things. And then immediately started getting hit up like all the time. Hey, we want your Star Wars band to come play at this thing. Hey, can you come play at this, event?
I mean, it makes sense, right?
And all of a sudden, it was like they were getting way, way more, notoriety, way more attention,
yeah.
way more requests.
It's like me first.
to play, to play their Star Wars stuff, and I never saw their other band play, but I had a copy of their album, and I freaking loved it. Like, it's so funny and fun. Twin Sister is the name. I think, have I talked about it on the podcast?
Mm-mm.
I think I might have.
Maybe.
Twin Sister is the name of the band. Are they on Spotify?
It's a good name.
I know they're on YouTube.
We're not recording an episode right now, just so you know. So all this is being wasted. And we
Damn
should
it.
start another episode.
Yeah, we should start another episode.